Uka Ishimori, a shy middle schooler, often endures bullying from her classmates. One day, on her way home, she ponders which high school to attend after graduation. Just then, a bully named Remy pushes her to the ground. She then ridicules Ishimori's decision to attend an unpopular high school filled with supposed losers. Later that day, Ishimori's belongings are once again thrown into the trash by bully. Unfortunately, for the remainder of her middle school days, she is subjected to endless torment, unable to muster the courage to fight back. When Ishimori starts high school, we are introduced to Kai, a handsome student who always carries a bottle of lemon soda with him. His popularity among the student body causes jealousy among his peers, and one of them attempts to mock him. However, Kai responds by splashing lemon soda on him. Unfortunately, just as Kai retaliates, Ishimori happens to be passing by and ends up being drenched in the fizzy drink. Although she is understandably upset and embarrassed, Ishimori is afraid of confrontation, so she offers a quick apology and runs away. Hearing her say sorry, Kai is confused. One fateful day, he happens to see Ishimori being bullied relentlessly. Seeing her in such distress, he reaches out and attempts to encourage her to develop the courage to stand up to her tormentors. He emphasizes that it's okay to seek help from others if she feels powerless, but Ishimori remains silent and only grips her own hand tightly, trying to contain her emotions. She seems hesitant to involve anyone else in her personal issues, and even goes as far as to compare herself to a stone, implying that she feels numb and immovable. The very next day, Ishimori finds herself in the same corridor with the bully. Remy demands that she buy her some food, but Ishimori remains silent in response. This only serves to provoke Remy further, and she resorts to pushing Ishimori to the ground in frustration. The commotion draws the attention of other students, including Kai, who quickly rushes to Ishimori's side to offer assistance. At this point, Ishimori, overwhelmed by her suffering, can no longer hold back her tears, and implores Kai to help her. Responding to her plea, he boldly stands up to Remy and her gang, warning them to steer clear of Ishimori or face the consequences of their actions. From this day onwards, Ishimori is able to live her high school days without the constant fear of bullying. In fact, she finds herself making new friends in Ayumi, Satoru, and Tomo. One day, the teacher arranges the seating chart in the classroom, and Ishimori is placed in a seat in the front row, next to Kai. Realizing that she is a smart student, Kai announces to the class that anyone who befriends her will undoubtedly see an improvement in their grades. Intrigued by his words, the other students start to befriend Ishimori, making her feel less alone. As the days pass, Kai continues to be a supportive presence in Ishimori's life, but his actions raise questions in the minds of some of their classmates, including Tomo. Suspecting that he has feelings for Ishimori, Tomo asks them about it, but Kai remains tight-lipped and doesn't reveal his true emotion. One afternoon, Kai invites Ishimori to study with him and his friends at a local cafe. They hope she can help them study effectively for their upcoming exam. But as they are about to start, they are interrupted by the arrival of Kai's ex-girlfriend, Serena, and her two friends. Despite their past relationship, Kai and Serena seem to be on good terms. However, Serena's friends begin to mock Ishimori, believing that she is unworthy of sitting next to Kai. This upsets Serena, who splashes water on her friend to make her stop. She also apologizes to Ishimori on behalf of her friend before leaving. The following day at school, a group of Serena's friends surround her and demand an apology for her behavior. But Serena, who thinks she is not at fault, refuses to apologize. This angers her friends, and one of them prepares to slap her, but just then, Ishimori intervenes. Kai also arrives there and supports them, causing Serena's friends to back off. This incident makes Ishimori aware of the bond between Kai and Serena, and she realizes that he still cares for her despite their breakup. The realization makes Ishimori feel insecure, as she feels inferior to Serena, who is beautiful and strong. Later on, Ishimori has a conversation with Serena, during which she learns about her and Kai's first meeting. She discovers that Serena used to be frequently bullied in middle school, and that's when Kai came to her rescue. From that moment on, she relied on Kai to protect her, even though she knew she needed a change because she shouldn't always depend on someone else for protection. This appears to be the reason for their breakup. Serena also reveals that Kai always acts when he sees injustice happening in front of him. Although Serena mentions that she doesn't have any special relationship with Kai, Ishimori is skeptical and believes that she is lying. As a result, Ishimori begins to avoid Kai without any explanation. In a heartwarming turn of events, Kai confronts Ishimori at a festival, determined to understand why she has been avoiding him. Despite her initial reluctance to speak to him, he holds her hands and says that although Ishimori acted like a stone, she is a precious gemstone in his eyes. These words touch Ishimori deeply and cause her to burst into tears. Kai, being the caring person he is, comforts her once again, until she stops crying. This moment leads Ishimori to the realization that she has strong feelings for him. Later at the same festival, Ishimori meets Serena, and bravely confesses her love for Kai. Surprisingly, instead of being angry, Serena congratulates her for finally opening up. As summer vacation rolls around, Kai, Ishimori, and their group of friends head to the beach for some fun in the sun. Everyone is having a great time, but Kai and Serena manage to sneak away for some time alone. During this moment, she inquires if he ever loved her in the past. Kai confirms that he did, but explains that he was unable to stop her when she decided to leave. Serena, finally getting the answers she'd been seeking, realizes that she needs to let go of her love for Kai. She walks away from him, tears streaming down her face, as she remembers all the happy memories they shared together. Over the course of the next several days, Ishimori remains completely unaware of Kai's secret double life. As it turns out, Kai works nights at a local bar as a bartender. With no family to rely on, he has to work in order to make ends meet. Unfortunately, one day, his hectic schedule catches up with him, and he falls ill with exhaustion. As a result, he is unable to attend classes the next day, which understandably worries Ishimori. Driven by her concern for him, she sets out to find his address and cycles over to his apartment after school. Upon arriving at his door, Ishimori rings the bell, only to have Kai answer, then immediately collapse in her arms due to his high fever. Ishimori acts quickly and takes him inside, providing him with the utmost care and attention. While preparing food for him, she asks about Kai's parents, and the latter claims that they live in another country. After learning this, she asks for his contact information so that she can be there for him whenever he needs help. After recovering from his illness, Kai returns to school, and is greeted by a throng of girls who miss him. Among them is Ishimori, who feels insecure about his popularity, and walks away silently. Tomoya, who notices all this, advises his friends that his popularity may become a double-edged sword, and potentially ruin his relationship with Ishimori. Hearing this, Kai becomes worried and immediately decides to express his feelings to Ishimori by writing a heartfelt message in her notebook. However, despite his sweet gesture, she remains unconvinced of their compatibility, and is still not confident enough to commit to a romantic relationship with him. Feeling conflicted about her feelings, Ishimori confides in her friends Ayumi and Serena. They urge her to take the leap and confess her feelings to Kai, insisting that she deserves to be loved and to be happy. Encouraged by these words, Ishimori gathers her courage and rushes to Kai. She finally expresses her love for him, and to her surprise, Kai responds by kissing her on the lips, signaling the start of their romantic relationship. As they openly display their love and affection for each other in front of their schoolmates, the other female students become envious and some even question their compatibility. Despite the naysayers, Ishimori and Kai remain devoted to each other and continue to strengthen their relationship. As the days pass, the couple's bond grows stronger as they spend time together studying, visiting their favorite places, and embarking on exciting adventures. In an attempt to learn more about Kai, Ishimori puts together a diary with a list of questions to ask him, with the intention to ask him one per day. However, his demeanor suddenly changes when he comes across a question about family structure. It becomes clear that he doesn't feel comfortable discussing his family matters with anyone, not even his significant other. This reluctance to open up about his family causes a strain in their relationship, leading Kai to become withdrawn and unresponsive. He even begins to distance himself from his friends, causing their previously strong relationship to become tenuous. Tomoya becomes concerned after witnessing a change in Kai's attitude, and approaches Ishimori after school to tell her about his part-time job as a bartender. Ishimori, curious about why Kai would keep this a secret, decides to go to the bar where he worked. However, when Kai sees her there, he becomes furious and immediately drags her out of the place. Ishimori confronts Kai and asks him why he kept the job a secret from her, stating that being a bartender is not a bad thing at all. However, Kai has a different perspective, believing that the bar scene belongs to the seedy world, which he feels is not suitable for her, despite Ishimori's argument that she has the right to know where her partner is no matter where in the world. Kai remains uncomfortable with her attitude, feeling that it is interfering too much in his life. As a result, he walks away without explaining anything to her. The tension between the two continues to grow as they struggle to reconcile their differing views and find a way to move forward. In the days leading up to Christmas, Ishimori spends time with her friends but feels incomplete without Kai by her side. On the other hand, Kai is working at the bar when he reminisces about the wonderful memories he shared with Ishimori. His heart is stirred and he realizes how much he values her presence in his life. As a result, he immediately leaves the bar in search of Ishimori, but upon arriving at the Christmas celebration, he learns that she has already left. Kai apologizes to his friends for his aloof behavior, and for keeping his personal life secret from them. Fortunately, his friends forgive him and provide him with the information on Ishimori's whereabouts, which happens to be the same location where they first met. Hearing this, Kai borrows Satoru's bicycle and rushes to the place, reflecting on their happy times together along the way. After some time, he finally locates Ishimori and hands her the diary she had prepared with all the answers to her questions. However, while doing so, he is visibly emotional and holding back tears. It becomes apparent that the question about his family structure had a profound impact on him. Eventually, Kai musters up the courage to admit that his mother had passed away when he was just 3 years old, and his father disappeared during his last year of middle school. Since then, he has been living alone, which has been a difficult and painful experience for him. Kai then reveals that he kept this information a secret from Ishimori because he was afraid that revealing his past would cause her to leave him. However, Ishimori responds with compassion and reassures him that she will always be by his side, no matter how difficult the situation may be. The moment is deeply emotional, with tears streaming down their faces as they hold each other close. The movie ends with a sense of hope as the couple reunites in happiness, having finally confronted the challenges in their relationship.